managerial accounting, planning and control, and budgets. In this series of videos, we're going to be examining the planning and control process or management function. Planning, of course, means looking ahead, setting goals for the future, and planning procedures and tactics for accomplishing those goals. And controlling means to evaluate whether or not those goals are being accomplished. So what role do budgets play in this process? Well, first of all, a budget is nothing more than a financial plan. Our sales target is to increase sales by 10%. How does that flesh out in terms of revenue generated? And what costs are going to be incurred in accomplishing that plan? So budget is a financial plan. Now, in terms of time period, the budget should cover the fiscal year, one year or 12 months. Now, a lot of businesses will set aside a month or two at the end of their fiscal year to go through this process of preparing that financial plan for the next fiscal year. But other businesses prepare what is called a rolling budget. Or a continuous budget. Now, the way a rolling or a continuous budget works is we still have that 12-month horizon, 1 year in the future, but as each month passes, we will add 1 month or a year from this month to the end of that budget. And what that does is it keeps management constantly thinking about that planning process, thinking a year ahead, looking at that 1 year horizon. Where are we now, and what things need to change as we move forward towards accomplishing those goals. So a rolling budget can be very useful and also takes that stress of that end of year budget process out of the picture. All right, now on the control side, budgets serve as a benchmark for evaluating financial performance. The budget, remember, is a financial plan. Well, as we go about accomplishing that plan, periodically we stop and ask ourselves, how are we doing? That's the control aspect. And to evaluate how we're doing, we'll compare actual revenues, actual costs with the plan, with the budget. And then we'll know whether we're on target or not. Now, one caution about the use of budgets as a benchmark or as a performance evaluation tool. We need to be very careful that the budget isn't viewed as a target that must be met no matter what. That kind of attitude has led to inappropriate behaviors, such as what happened at Enron and WorldCom and some other businesses. So it shouldn't be seen as some type of big club that we bludgeon people over the head with. If they don't accomplish the budget, the world is going to end. It is a plan, and it should be used for the purposes of assessing where we are, and if we aren't where we planned, then what actions can be taken to redirect the company towards accomplishing that plan, or redirect individuals. So it's a form of constructive criticism, if you will, an evaluation of where we are, who is responsible or accountable for areas that aren't on target or are ahead of target, for that matter, and what can be done to get us back on target, what needs to be repeated to keep us ahead of target. So can be a very positive tool, positive motivational tool. And when we're making that comparison, again, if I didn't say this earlier, what we do is we compare actual with the budget. and see if there is a difference between the two, or a variance, which we'll talk about in detail in future videos.